Well, hello and welcome. I'm Joan Silva, your Tidy Up gal. And today, Tidy Up Tuesdays with Joan. The hot topic of today is one a day keeps the clutter away, but I have a bit of a twist for you. You may love it or you may hate it, but either way, one a day does keep the clutter away. And I have that twist for you to grab onto. I love to say that discovering the joys of tidying up is what I love to do. Help you discover it like I have. What is tidying up? Everybody has a different definition, don't they? Tidying up could simply be straightening up and moving things, clearing surfaces, organizing. Tidying up can also mean dump it and dive it, get rid of it. Throw it away, give it away. So tidying up has many approaches, but I like to say that tidying up encompasses all of those. And it always begins with, letting it go. So today, one a day keeps the clutter away. I was watching on Sunday morning a news show in which they were going over apples and how they became so popular in the United States, and where all these different varieties of apples came from. It was a morning show on Sunday. And they were talking about Johnny Appleseed. And of course, that whole thing about one a day keeps the doctor away, they were speaking of apples. I wasn't really sure I knew this, but maybe I did. It was the apple industry that made that up, not a doctor, not a science. Now, maybe since then they've proven it. But according to this newscasting, that is not where it started. So when they said one a day, I thought, there's my topic for Tidy Up Tuesday this Tuesday. So welcome, everybody. I love having you here. I love it when you say hi. Here's an idea I'd like you to embrace. As you are joining me today, why don't you hit one of those little emojis, that has the thumbs up or a love you, or a laughing one, or I like the wow one. What do you think? Why don't you each click on wow and let me know you're there? I really appreciate that. And as we go along, Samaya and Rowena and Susan. Hi, Susan. Thank you for the thumbs up. Yay. And Wanza. Yay. We've got some wows. I like it. Thank you. Please do say hi. Give me a little feedback. That's so helpful to me. So, do you think one a day keeps the clutter away? Have you ever tried it? And do you really know what it means? I've got a little twist for you. So here it is today. There is two men that go around the country. They actually have gone to other countries as well. They've done a movie, a documentary, and they're called The Minimalists. And they have a 30-day challenge. When I heard it a while back, I thought, wow, that would get rid of stuff fast. And here's the twist that they added, that it didn't register at first what that really meant when they were saying one a day. So when you say one a day, it could mean that you take one thing. It could be your pen. And you're like, okay, it's not giving me any joy. It's scratchy. It doesn't do well in my hand. I like the way it writes. In the trash it goes. There's your one. So it could be that simple, couldn't it? Here's the twist. One a day, second day, then it's 2. Third day, then it's 3. Then the fourth day, it's 4 for 30 days. So it's not just one thing. So you're thinking to yourself, I've already pulled together 30 items. I'll just get rid of one a day, and then I've done it. Yay! So let me just say, if you do gather 30 items today, please release them, whatever way you wish. Many of us don't want to put things in landfill. Some of us would like to pass them on to someone who can use them. Just recently was referred to, considering refugee resettlements, those who are coming into either into our country or into our state or into our counties, and they have nothing but the clothes on their back. They definitely need many things that we have, like pots and pans and bedding and things like that. The Seroptimus organization I was in years ago, we did that. A number of refugees were coming in, and we actually got a grant for a storage unit, and we started collecting things, not just bedding and things like that, clothing, but actually things like pots and pans and mattresses and furniture. So you want to get rid of one a day, you might consider that. I will tell you, be careful. Hang on to it because you think you're going to give it away. Before you know it, you don't see it. Remember going nose blind, visually blind? 21 days, you forget about it. And there it sits in your garage. So here's my story. Recently, just got a new mattress, and we needed a new headboard, and we decided to go with a platform bed and get rid of box springs entirely. Well, I have two more things because king beds come with two. Well, I have two more things to get rid of besides the heavy mattress on top. So we went with that. It took the gentlemen that delivered this, because we live in a two-story townhome and we have a curve and railings, doesn't make it real easy to get a huge king mattress that weighed an ever-living ton down the stairs and into our garage. But they did, along with the metal, things that sits on. And the thing is, there it sits. Now, I'm the kind that it agitates me, because guess whose car is in the garage? Mine. My husband has a fairly large pickup for his handyman electrical business. Doesn't really fit in the garage. So I get the garage. So, of course, my girlfriend calls me the queen of clean, the tidy up queen here. I don't want my garage filled with stuff. I don't want our garage. I sound like it's the royal me, but I am the queen, So the thing is that starts to agitate me. And I found a place that takes mattresses as a donation. They recycle them. Nowadays when you buy a mattress, there's a fee that's added, and it was for that specific thing. And I believe, don't quote me here, but I believe it was Governor Brown, I may be wrong, that actually put it into place because of all the mattresses and box springs going into landfill. What can we do to stop that? Because, by the way, try taking one to the dump, and you'll spend almost as much getting rid of it as you could buy a new one. Well, not quite, but painful. Not to mention lugging the little sucker there. So, hello. Let me say hi to a few more. Hey, Joan. Another Joan. I like Jones, That's a name that doesn't exist much anymore. You don't hear much anymore. Abby, thank you for joining, and Megan. And Annie and Iris, yay. Put a little emoji across the bottom. Give me a love sign. I like the wow sign because, by the way, when we're letting go of stuff, it's a wow, isn't it? I was telling Abby in an email to her that there's many things that I struggle letting go of too. Books are my thing. I start to accumulate them, and before I know it, I have more than I actually need. I have looked at that and said, okay, what's my rule? What am I putting in place so that I don't start to accumulate them? Recently, decided to put up a tree this year. And the tree is a little mini one. It's potted, it's live, which was important to me. I have this thing about all the trees, and by the way, it's billions of trees that get cut down at Christmas simply for our entertainment. And excuse me, I don't mean to offend anybody who really loves that. I did too for many years, and then for many years went without a tree. This year we decided to do a little mini live tree. And so what I told Abby in an email was that as I was pulling out these ornaments I hadn't used in a million years, a little box, by the way, I got all my Christmas stuff down to 2 bins. We really purged this last summer and brought it down to 2 bins. Talk about a breeze. Open up 2 bins and there it is, kids. And I made a decision not to buy anymore. And so that has been really useful. I have a lot of little nice things, but the little keepsake box, I had not used those specialty little ornaments in many, many years. Perfect for a small tree because my little elf tree is maybe 4 feet tall. And he's in a pot, so he's a little taller because of that. He's got a little bushy guy, and we got a slow-growing one because we live in a townhouse. We wanted the big sharp pine tree. We have no place to put that one. I don't think our deck could sustain that. So I open up this box, and I'm not a clown lover. Let me just say that. In that box are 3 ornaments, clowns. And I'm like, oh, ew, when did I get clowns? So I posted a picture on Facebook. So you have to go to my profile, Joan Silva, and take a look. I posted it yesterday and went, oh, eek, clowns. How did I end up with? My daughter remembers them as a kid. She said, I always thought they were creepy. Now, I in particular, have always been kind of freaked out about clowns. So I put the 3 of them on the table, took a picture, and then suddenly their little faces spoke to me, and I had a really hard time thinking, how am I going to get rid of those cute little things? Isn't that fascinating? How I went from freaking out over clowns to now I can't get rid of them. I'll live with that for a minute, take a breath, and then I'll move them on. So back to the 1 a day keeps the clutter away. Guess how many that would be at the end of 30 days if you really did this? And by the way, it can be today's a pen, tomorrow it's another pen, the next day it might be a pencil. But by the way, you get what I mean. It's the first day it's 1 item. The second day you're getting rid of 2 items, not counting the one you got rid of already. Now it's 2. The third day you have to get rid of 3 items. Now for those of you who are really struggling with some piles, this is an incredibly powerful challenge to take for 30 days. If you're scared, do it for 20. Nobody said it has to be 30. Joan's not going to check in on with you unless you take advantage of something I'm going to offer, which is I'm going to offer you a 10-minute quick conversation with me via Zoom. So I'll be looking at you, you'll be looking at me, and we'll zero in on one thing that you really need to do. And it might be this 30-day challenge. How do I approach this? Where do I start? What is it that I want to clear first? Let's get a vision in mind. Let's do a 10-minute. And I'm charging only $25 for that. So you are interested, say so here. Let me know. We'll get on Zoom and we'll do our 10 together. Tidy up 10 is what I'm calling it. So yes, I know that this is not always easy. So you add that up. First day 1, second day 2, third day 3, fourth day 4. Now that doesn't mean 1 each day. You keep adding it. Add it all up and it's like, if I remember correctly, 465 items. Probably a little more than that if I didn't do my math correctly. But you mathematicians here probably will figure that out. And others of you won't really care. You'll just take my word for it, but it's almost 500 things. And if you pick stuff that you're really struggling with, you'll find 500 items, 465 items. That's a lot in 30 days. I would suggest knowing where you want to take these things before you do it. So let me share with you, I helped a friend of mine clear her closet. And we did it one thing at a time. And if she couldn't figure out if she wanted it or not, quite often she was attracted to the color. She's an artist, loved the color. And so I'd say, okay, the color's beautiful, but the outfit, do you go stand in front of the mirror, put it in front of you. Is that you anymore? And it wasn't. She wore vibrant colors and she was quite animated. And this particular outfit, there were several like this, were very muted tones. And it took a bit. And we had a pile where we're like a maybe and a not, and then out the door. Put them all in a bag, and they went in her trunk. And I said, don't leave them in the house. Don't put them somewhere where you'll keep them. Put them somewhere where you'll actually take them somewhere. Yet, she had the full option to run back to the trunk, open a bag, and grab something out if she really felt she couldn't let go of it. It's fascinating how once it gets in the trunk, in a bag, sealed up, how we really forget it and we don't really want it, especially in a closet that we haven't even looked in or used in like years. So, Susan, you said it's fine on my phone, Abby. So you were having difficulty, Abby, on your feed. Anybody else having trouble with the feed? I'm sitting in a place where the Wi-Fi should be pretty good this time. So hopefully you'll catch on and come back. It could be your Wi-Fi in your building if there's a lot of people using it at once, or if you're not sitting close to the Wi-Fi modem. Quite often it does that. Mine is like that here in the house. When I'm downstairs, I'm upstairs in my office. See my pretty plants behind me? When I'm in my office, I have a tendency to connect fairly easily. So at any rate, I want you to take on this challenge. How many of you are you willing to do that? How about a thumbs up if you're willing to do that? How about that? Give me a thumbs up. Yay, yay. If you aren't, then give me a wow face. And go, okay, Joan, you're kind of scaring me. That's an awful lot of things. And remember, if you really want to start with something, start small. Yay, there's a few yeses, a few likes. I like it. Start small. I posted something a couple of days ago about that. Success comes with just something small, like getting rid of pens and pencils. Now, a friend of mine, she said, oh, no, you can't take my office supplies. Then don't start with that because that's your thing. However, I will tell you, we have enough office supplies, let me say, pens and pencils, to last us probably through the next century and many, many eons to come. I doubt you're going to use them all. You probably only need a package or two of pens for your entire lifetime, as long as you get the ones you like. So back to the challenge, 30 days. 1 a day keeps the clutter away, but it's 1 + 1 + 1 each day. Good luck on that. And if you need help, like I said, I have a 10-minute quick phone call, Zoom call actually, one-on-one face. You don't have to sit someplace where I'm going to see your stuff if you're uncomfortable. Honestly, I really don't want you to feel uncomfortable with this because it's my job to help you see what you need to do next as your next step, not for me to say, oh, get rid of that stuff. What's the matter with you? Now I do that with my own stuff because I'm very clear on what brings value. One of the things that the minimalists say, let me hear it. Yeah. They said, their question was, what adds value to your life? And I like that question. What adds value? Because by the way, those of us who are releasing stuff, somebody said the other day, you brought something in the house. Joan, I thought you were getting rid of stuff. That doesn't mean I don't buy things. It just means I make sure what I buy or bring in brings value. If it doesn't come in any longer. I used to be different than that, though, I will tell you. And I have had to shift that as I have become more and more aware of what that really means. I no longer want to be a consumer-driven person. I want to be a citizen, not a consumer in the United States. And the only way we're going to do that is to be aware that we are driven to be consumers. And the only way to shift that is that you can just only buy things that are of value to you, that add value to your life. So Susan, thank you, Joan. This is a good and doable approach to much stuff. It is. Thank you, Susan, very much. It is. Because when you multiply it out, that's a lot of things. And it can be big things and small things. One day it might be a pen or pencil. The other day it might be a glass or two. Another day it might be a piece of furniture. Another day I noticed one of my plants was not looking so hot. So I tried to perk her up and she wasn't willing to come back to life. So out she went. It could be that. And it could be the pot she was in. I no longer find really brought me joy. I'm like, why am I keeping the pot? I usually buy another pot when I get a plant. Tossed it. So it could be something like that. So how many of you are going to do it? Let me hear the little thumbs up here. You think I could hear them. See your little thumbs up or wow, I'll give it a try. So next Tuesday, I will be back here again with Tidy Up Tuesday. I would love to have you join me on my regular email newsletter. It's every 2 weeks. It went out today and its topic was different than I do on Facebook. Sometimes it's the same. Sometimes I take this video and clip it or edit it and put it in. This last Tuesday, today's Tuesday email was, are you suffering from someday-itis? Someday, I'll get rid of it. So if you want to see that video and you want to know more about that, please let me know. Sign up here. I will put the link to sign up if you prefer. I will put it in the comments for you to actually sign up. And we'll see you next Tuesday for Tidy Up Tuesday with Joan. And I look forward to seeing then